You said what?
Welcome to the podcast where mental health is at the core of what we focus on. We strive to develop people like you to maximize who you are and what you've been called to do by sharing tools and resources for better brain health. And now here's your host, Juan Garcia.
Hey everybody, welcome to the podcast. Today we are focusing on Mindfulness Mondays. As promised, every Monday throughout the summer, we will focus on mindfulness. And today's topic is one of my favorites because it's very close to my heart, which is self-talk. So the question is, what are you telling yourself? By the way, don't tell anybody, but I'm writing a book about this topic. I can't tell you what it's called or when it's coming out, but I'm writing a book about it. Now, I know, some of you may be in denial that you actually talk to yourself, but I do. And if you were to ask my mom, she would tell you he's always been like that. The difference is that I actually do it out loud. And so sometimes you can see me somewhere and I'm actually yapping and talking, and I'm talking to myself. I'm not on the phone. There's no one near me, so I'm talking to myself, and I've always been like that. The thing is that usually when we talk to ourselves, those of us that want to admit it, and I'll admit it, I talk to myself a lot, and usually when I argue with myself, I win, so it works out. It works out for me. But seriously, usually I have found that those of us that talk to ourselves, and honestly we all talk to ourselves, because even if we don't verbally say it, constantly we are saying things to ourselves, and we're either believing it or we're just dismissing it. And so when we consider what we tell ourselves, a lot of times it's negative. A lot of times we're psyching ourselves out of a situation. A lot of times, if we're honest, we're scared of making a decision. It's probably high risk. It's probably something we've never experienced. It's probably a career path, a school that we probably want to consider to go to, a relationship that we want to develop. So many different things that we talk to ourselves about. And most of the time, and psychology would agree, according to statistics, most of the times it's negative. Most of the time we're trying to convince ourselves that we don't have what it takes to do the very thing that we're wanting to do. And so that's the question that I want you to ponder on today as we are mindful of the things that we tell ourselves. What is it that you find yourself telling yourself? And if it's negative, are you believing what you're telling yourself? Are you giving credence? Are you giving an opportunity for yourself to convince yourself of something that's not probably true? So self-talk, although it's important, what's more important is actually what we tell ourselves. Because 9 times out of 10, we're going to believe it and we're going to own it as if it were true. And a lot of times, what we're telling ourselves, it's not true. When it's negative, it's never true. You see, I'm here to tell you and remind you that you have value, you have a purpose, you have things going for you. Things may not be lined up the way you think they should be right now. Maybe you missed an opportunity. We spoke about regret a week ago. Maybe you're regretting and you're reliving this missed opportunity. You're reliving a mistake that you made, something that didn't go your way. But today, it's a new day. Today, you have an opportunity to redeem yourself. So if you're going to talk to yourself, make sure that you're telling yourself positive things. Now, there are some rules, because just because you can talk to yourself doesn't mean you can just say anything you want. And one of the things that I will say should be a golden rule is, number one, what you tell yourself, make sure that it's realistic. Make sure that it's something that's attainable, something that if you aim for it, it's actually something that you can hit. It may be difficult, it may be challenging, it may take some time, some effort, some energy, resources, things that you may have to still develop, but make sure that it's something that you can achieve. Secondly, when you talk to yourself, make sure that you're not blending your voice with other voices that are not positive. Meaning, sometimes we'll hear people say something that it's kind of negative and it's dismissive in many ways to other people's situation, but somehow you kind of grab onto it and you apply it to your life. And then when you're talking to yourself, trying to say something positive, you remember that which you heard. So try to stay away from the different voices that come at you. And if you're a follower of Jesus like I am, there's a lot of inner voice that is not even ours. And you know it's the enemy. It's the enemy trying to trick you into believing that it's your own voice, or to even try to trick you in believing that it's God's voice. And God will never tell you something that's negative in terms of the success that he wants you to achieve. Because even in the Bible, in his word, he says that the plan that he has for us is good and it's not evil. So remember, you have to weigh in the voices that you're listening to other than your own voice. You have to make sure that the nature of those voices is true, it's right, it's noble, it's peaceful. And again, that's not saying that you're not going to go through stuff, that we're not going to go through challenges, that we're not going to be shaken, so to speak, in our walk. No, it doesn't mean that it's going to be a cakewalk. It's going to be easy. It just means that you have to stay focused on the mission at hand and the success that's waiting for you on the other side of all of this journey. And thirdly, I'll say this. When you talk to yourself, make sure that you write things down that need to get done. Goals. I am a big believer in goals. As a life coach, as a therapist, whatever you want to call it, one of the biggest things that I feel that help along the way as it relates to obtaining any type of success is you got to write things down. You got to make sure that you're pointing towards a direction that's going to give you achievement, is going to make the goal be real, make you understand what it takes to get to the next level in life. If you don't write it down, you don't know what you're aiming at. If you don't write it down, you're not gonna have guidance. You're not gonna know the steps that are necessary to take to get to that place. When you navigate, right now, you go somewhere and you're not sure how to get there, you put it in your GPS and it gives you the different coordinates, it gives you the different steps. Perhaps take a left here, get on this freeway or highway, exit here. Those are goals. Those are steps that help you obtain the ultimate goal, which is the destination that you're trying to get to. So write it down, make it clear, make SMART goals. And the word SMART is used as an acronym, which stands for strategic, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. It has to be a SMART goal. And if you want more information regarding SMART goals, you can email me at info@juangarciaenterprises.com. I have a small goals workbook that I can send you for free, and you can work on your goals. And there's accountability. There's a whole structure that I think can help you obtain those goals. Okay, so make sure that when you talk to yourself, you're saying things that are positive, that are true, that are noble, that are challenging you to get to the next level of what God has created you to obtain. Because as we're saying Mindfulness Monday, I am reminding you to be mindful of the fact that you have a purpose in this life, and the only person that can stop you is you. And that is Mindfulness Monday, so that you are focused on the task at hand as you move forward and reach success.
Thank you for tuning into our podcast. For more information, visit our website at juangarciaenterprises.com. Our host, Juan Garcia, is available for speaking, coaching, and one-on-one counseling. You can email us at info@juangarciaenterprises.com. Until next time, remember, we only have one mind, so mind yours.